morning, everybody.
Hello. Well, get rid of that
The echo was silly.
Wow.
Oh, hello. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Andrea. How are you? I have my morning sip. Oh, I should hold it this way because then you guys could all see. It's Mike Wazowski. He's one of my favorites. Arguably one of my top 3 favorite Disney characters. Do you ever get those like getting to know you questions? Like I don't know. I feel like in high school or like at a church activity. I'm like, what Disney character? If you could be any Disney character, like which describes you best? And I always say, I'm I'm the love child of Disney's Pocahontas and Mike Wazowski. that's me right there. There's if you think about it, as strange as an explanation it is, it is accurate. Good to see you all. Thanks for hanging out.
We're doing a new thing today. We're broadcasting to not just Facebook or not just YouTube. So some of you, like Andrea,
is on Facebook. That's why there's a Facebook icon in the chat.
Facebook icon.
Are we on Instagram as well?
We are on Instagram.
How does that work?
Just it goes to Instagram.
Portrait mode. Well, hot diggity! Look at us.
Now I gotta double check.
We're doing technology.
That's working well. Unfortunately,
oh no, we don't like that.
I don't think that any comments from Instagram make it into this chat.
Oh,
so I do have a tab open to watch those comments. I want to make sure it's working on Instagram.
Well, pull up Instagram.
That's what I'm doing.
I tells ya. I'm still working on this. I'm gonna finish it today, though. I can feel it in my bones. I really only have one more little motif to do, and
okay,
this
is working.
Just yay! Oh, good. This has just been my sip and stitch project this year, so we'll finally see the end of the coin purse.
For those who may not know, tell us about this project.
Yeah, so our Erica Coda, who is the author of the Stitching Outside the Box book, she's Arca Coda on Instagram. She's been one of our Stitch People ambassadors, and she's designed the Stitch People club patterns for this year. Sent me this little kit from Japan. And so I've been working on it, and it's a little coin purse, and it's adorable, and yeah. I've not worked on it except for during stip and stitches. So I'm finally rounding the corner on having it done. What is everybody working on? Hi, Carla. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I've gotten used to warning when my sneezes come because they are often banshee-like in nature. If left to my own devices to sneeze in my preferred method, it's more of a shriek, and that is something Spencer and I have learned in our marriage is not always good. Not always a good thing out of the blue to shriek like a sneezing banshee. So I've gotten used to announcing the sneezes when I can tell they are coming. So Spencer has time to duck. To take cover.
Let me know if audio is a little better. I think it is.
What is everybody working on today? Let us know in the chat, or feel free to send us a DM on Instagram or maybe Facebook if you're on Facebook, Spence.
Yeah. Send us DMs,
us pics,
and we'll throw them up on the.
And last time,
chat
listen. Last time, we also did a little show us your pet.
That was a great.
So you can send any pictures you want us to share, and we will share them, but specifically and especially of any projects you are currently stitching during the Sip and Stitch, as well as your furry friends as they accompany you. We have one, Spencer, there's Pepper, and then the other one is over here. There's Nubby.
little black dog.
Our little helpers of the day. So...
let's see. I need to then go to the Facebooks.
Yeah. 1, 2,
get that
3,
info
1.
for anyone who messages.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Giselle.
Giselle's on.
I love Snow White, and Max from Tangled is my favorite animal. Max is a great Disney animal.
Is Max the little...
I think Max is the horse.
Max is the horse.
Full
That's
of
a great
all
animal.
sorts of personality.
Oh yeah.
That's okay, Andrea. Max might be top 10 Disney characters for me. Yeah, no, he's excellent choice. Excellent choice. And Snow White, like, classic, you know? Classic. Elizabeth is working on a flying pig for Mom. We love that. Carla had a sinus infection, then bronchitis.
No fun. No fun at all.
No fun at all. Andrea, if you're on Facebook, be on Facebook. You know what I mean? There's no wrong way to hang out. It's all coming to the same place.
Yeah, does not matter. We see your comments coming in just fine.
Yeah.
You're
Love
good.
it. Carla, I'm
You're
so
good.
sorry that you've been sick. What a bumski. Man, I've had bronchitis before, and I really don't think, well, I think I had bronchitis that turned laryngitis. My voice has never been the same. I used to be a very, very easy soprano, and I just don't have the range ever since. So I feel you on that.
I'm going to do this because we have comments coming from Facebook and YouTube. Again, sorry the Instagram folks. I'll watch those comments. But yours don't come through in the same way.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to do this new thing. Watch. Boom. Well, that was really disappointing. It's supposed to show the comments right about here.
Oh, I see a box.
There's a box. See
but
a
it
box?
doesn't show.
Box?
Well, maybe we just need to wait for new comments to come in. Maybe it doesn't
maybe
load
that's
old
it.
ones.
Okay, maybe that's it.
Everybody say something in the comments.
Quick, flood the comments.
We'll see if the comment box fills up. In the meantime, Chrissy says Max is the dog. Oh, Max is the dog in Little Mermaid too.
There it is.
Carla's comment. Yeah, Max. I love Prince Eric's dog.
Prince Eric. That is Max.
Is named Max. Max. Yeah. Oh, and Goofy movie.
Truly one of the best movies of all time.
Honestly, though, I would say top Disney movies like Emperor's New Groove and Goofy movie both deserve tippy top status and are often overlooked. Although
tell me you're a millennial without telling me. I was
gonna say tell me you're a millennial because Spencer and I Spencer's been going to California for work and I went out and we were walking around downtown Disney because they have a Din Tai Fung now in Anaheim, downtown Disney, which is just the very, very, very best soup dumplings you'll ever have. Dim sum. Anyway. We were they have these gallery shops in downtown Disney where you can get art and whatever. And boy, do they know their target demographic now that the millennials are the moms and dads at Disney, because there is so much Emperor's New Groove art. There's so much Goofy movie art. They know who they're catering to now, so.
Yeah, they do.
Anywho, let's see. Andrea's working on a cute Russian nesting doll with 2 cute birds on each side. Adorable. Carla finished a needlepoint project, 2 crochet baby items for 2 grandbabies, made a Highland cow. Now I'm crocheting an octopus. Man, you've been busy.
That's awesome.
I have some pajamas with Highland cows on them.
I was actually hoping that you would still be wearing them.
Just have a pajama party sip and stitch. That would actually be pretty fun. But
would anyone be offended?
I bought them when my friend Chrissy and I were visiting the UK to go. We geeked out and went to all the Harry Potter filming locations. Not all of them. We went to kind of the southerly ones, but anyway, I found this pair of Highland cow pajamas, and they are so cute and so cozy, and I love me a Highland cow, so that is very fun and a great coincidence, and I'm not mad about it. Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. We were talking about Goofy movie, millennials. I'm gonna track the thought. Max the horse. Yes, Tangled. I haven't seen Tangled in a while. Have they made that one a live action one yet?
Should they?
No, they shouldn't make any of them live action, but they do.
Hot takes from Lizzy Bean. We actually have
I
not
also
seen...
think the new Harry Potter series shouldn't be live action. I think that should be animated. I think that's the only correct way to like redo it, is to put it in a new medium. But again, that's just me. The kids they cast as Hermione and Ron and Harry are pretty freaking cute, though.
They are cute kids.
Like, it's gonna be a good time. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, Susan, I'm trying to pull up your comment. Susan, would you try sending that again to us? I think Facebook's just doing something weird.
Oh no!
It's like not loading
what?
the photo.
Facebook doing something weird?
Yeah, if you could try sending that one more time.
That's sarcastic because Facebook is very inconsistent.
And again, if you want to send us
Facebook,
pictures of what you're working on, send us a DM on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, we'll pull it up and share it.
And we'll throw it up on the screen.
Let's see. Elizabeth says, I finished my favorite Snarky Saying series project and we'll start a new one next week. I would love to see those, Elizabeth. We have a whole series of Snarky Sayings on Etsy, but under a different name, because, you know, Stitch People is like cute and squeaky clean and families. But I did a series of snarky patterns on Etsy under the brand Super Snarky
Stitch.
Super Snarky Stitch. So check them out if you want. My favorite one says it's like a little 1700s man, and he's holding like a little poop emoji, and it says, "You smell like a turd."
That was a really good one.
It just makes me laugh. What a weird thing to stitch. I need to do more snarky sayings. I have some ideas, but there's only so many hours in a day.
That is true. 24 to be exact. Many of which are spent sleeping.
Yeah, and I've recently learned the value of this. It turns out sleeping is part of it. It's not something to be resisted.
Part of it.
Yeah, sleeping is like part of the life. Part of doing life is sleeping. I've always felt resentful about sleep, that sleep is like this giant pause you have to take in life. Turns out, that's a fallacy. Turns out, sleeping is like a very necessary and often enjoyable and restorative part of the living, of the whole being alive deal.
Surprise.
And yeah, I've been embracing this lately. I've been working on trying to remember my dreams better, because you can kind of train your brain up to remember that liminal space. And I'm looking forward in the morning to being like, what did I dream about today?
What'd you dream about?
I did not remember last night's. Well, last night I hardly slept.
Yeah, that's true.
Last night was weird, man. I've been having some
Just this. There we go.
nervous system dysregulation, I believe, where like I'm simultaneously freezing and sweating, and like, all the anxiety bubbles, and last night I could not get comfortable or sleep. I was like half asleep. I don't know. Who knows? That's life. That's life, as Frank Sinatra would sing. Yeah, Elizabeth, let me know if you like any of those patterns. I've only did a set of the snarky patterns years ago. I have not added to them in years, but there's some good ones. Oops. One is, please stop talking now. And there's one that says step off. I do like step off. That's a good one.
All right. Denise sent us a couple of photos.
Hooray!
Let me throw these
We
out.
love to see what you're working on.
What she's doing. Present image.
I'm cross-stitching birthday cards for special people this year.
Here, let me also do
cute!
Something like that. So it's a little easier. So that's one she's working on.
Fantastic.
Also working on
Hey, those are really
Some
cute.
numbers. She's working on some
For
numbers.
birthdays, I think.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those look really cute. I love um the 35. That reminds me of the like Mary Blair 1960s art.
Mm.
Really, really cute
Yeah, it's a fun
pattern.
style.
Very fun.
Yeah, birthday cards for special people this year.
Aw, that's nice.
Very cool.
Very nice indeed. Man, it's getting to that part where like I'm counting a little bit and so I go quiet. Sorry. But I'm nearly done and then I get to figure out how to read the Japanese instructions to learn how to do it. I
To do
think
the
I'm going to take
finishing.
a picture and send it to ChatGPT and see if it can
Ooh.
it told me what those flowers were. I took a picture on the walk and I said,
Oh.
"Monty, I call my ChatGPT Monty." It was its suggestion. Lord Montgomery of the Chattington estate. Um, anyway, I said, Monte, what are these flowers? They are bachelor buttons,
Bachelor
a
buttons.
type of cone flower, I think.
No kidding.
Beautiful. Yeah, our neighbor has this long stretch of beautiful, tall, vibrant blue flowers,
Yeah.
and I've noticed them on our walks lately. And
What buttons?
bachelor
Bachelor.
buttons.
Bachelor buttons flowers.
See,
Yep, that's exactly what they are.
aren't they cute? Cornflowers. Cornflowers. They apparently grow very well in our zone 5 climate. So, how about that?
An arid desert.
We've been planting a few things. We ripped out all of our grass a couple years ago and then ran out of money for landscaping. And so we've just had we put in, it's very rocky here. The soil is very,
So
very,
rocky.
very rocky. In large part
And
because
clay.
this used to be the bottom of a lake, like
That is true.
millennia ago. Um, and so it's like imagine just if all of the water in a lake was gone, what you'd have, and it's like sandy and clayey and full of rocks. And so we put in a dry riverbed for all the rocks to go as we come across them, and then we ripped up all the grass and replaced it with like mulch, and we've been slowly putting plants in. Oh, and there's like a little patio in the front too for, some chairs and a table. And so I planted some things around that. And anyway, plants have been on the mind. Do we have any gardeners in the chat? Anyone working on outdoor stuff, outdoor projects, landscaping? It's just been on my mind. And so I've been noticing our neighbors' stuffs as we've been taking dog walks and things. Fun to think about. We want to make the yard a little bit nicer in preparation of selling our house, which is still the plan. We've slowed down the plan a little bit just because life is lifing, but we're still plugging away. Spencer washed and sanded and stained our fence, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
And I've been working on sanding and getting ready to refinish one of our bathtubs with like one of those refinish kits. So that'll probably be this weekend. Finish that up. Plant murderer here. Yard is survival of the fittest. That's hilarious. I think I'm somewhere in between. Like I'll do a little bit of research, but like I have a friend who we were talking. She gave me a Japanese maple, and mine's doing okay. And she was like, I gave mine some iron something or other fertilizer, and it just soaked it right up. Like I wouldn't even know how to know that that's what I should do to it. I mean, I guess I could Google or chat with ChatGPT about it, but I don't always think to. So, but I put like some Miracle Grow fertilizer on it, just like the generic stuff. I give it a shot. I give things a shot, a real go of it. But I don't always know what I'm doing, though I try.
Oh, Susan,
Oh,
I figured
love
out your
that,
photo.
Cindy.
Here's what Susan's working on.
Ooh, A little, is it a little coffee cup? Teacup?
Something is for coffee. I'm assuming it will be C.
Oh,
C
yeah.
is for coffee.
Cute.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers on the sip and stitch.
Coffee cheers.
Oh, I need to use my right hand so you can't see him as well. Mike Wazowski, cheers. Alrighty. I think this is my last flower. And then I just need to do the French knot centers. It'll look really cute. I forgot about those. And then I get to do the coin purse part. I love a little project, just like something to do. I have this kit over here that I want to, it's like a soap making kit to just like make a bar of soap from scratch. And I've been.
Where'd you get that?
It was one of the Corto ones they sent me.
Oh.
Once upon a time.
That's cool.
I know, right? I'm excited to give it a shot.
Oh.
Back crack.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. You need to do more stretching throughout the day.
We do our best.
We do our best.
There's a lot of things one could do throughout a day.
There are a lot of things.
I try to garden, but something comes through the neighborhood to make it difficult.
Like an animal or something?
Yeah, the does, like the deer does.
Doe? A deer?
A female deer. Yep.
Oh boy.
That used to make it tough when we lived back east. My dad would always try and plant a vegetable garden, and then he'd be fighting the rabbits and the deer constantly. And planting.
He fights so many critters.
Yeah, my dad's the ultimate critter fighter.
Like
humanely, you know what I mean? But
for sure, humanely.
He plants the marigolds around the edge because they're supposed to deter, and then he puts up the little netting, but then they'll get under it, and all that. The deer, the does, yeah.
Yeah, he is to his plants and the critters what the dad from A Christmas Story is to the furnace in the basement. Just always
at war.
Always at war. Trying to keep the mice out of the places and the flying squirrels out of the
attic
and the
they
chimney.
had a flying squirrel thing. We're lucky we haven't really dealt with anything like that.
They think the gardens are their personal salad bar.
Well, isn't it? I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
Delicious. Don't mind if I do.
Knocking on your door for some ranch dressing.
I saw you planted some carrots and lettuce for me.
Oh, this is going to be a great photo. Yep, okay, this is going to be today's trend. You ready for this, Lizzie?
What? Do we have a pet?
Andrea sent this.
Oh, that California life.
That's beautiful, Andrea.
All the succulents.
Oh, there's more.
The what's those orange ones that look like birds? Love those guys.
Paradise?
Birds of Paradise? Is that what they're called?
Okay, so that's one. Here, let me pull up the other one. Oh, what a lovely, lovely space. Yeah, everyone, send us
rainbow chairs.
Send us your garden photos this week.
Yeah, garden photo time. Why not? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful patio. I love the rock, the stone patio. We were. It's getting to the time of year where, just luckily, one thing that I do like about Utah climate, for all of its issues, I do like the dry air means there's not a ton of bugs to have to mitigate. So as it gets to be warm and summertime, like you can just sit outside in the evenings and it's absolutely perfectly lovely. There's no mosquitoes. There's no, it's just nice to be out. So Spencer and I were outside last night and brought our snacks out and just sat out in the summer. You know, it was like
Summer.
9 p.m.
Yeah.
Kind of light out still, and just enjoying a summer evening outdoors.
When is the solstice? The 20th. Gosh, we still have like 3 weeks
Yay!
of sunshine getting longer. Fire pit in the middle of the chairs too. Where did I? Let's see. Did I miss the fire pit?
We love a fire pit. We have one. We need to fix it. The ignition thingy doesn't work.
Oh, I see.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, ours has. I don't know. The propane won't take up.
It'll light, but it just won't stay lit. So there's a problem with the flow.
Oh, is that it? Like
yeah.
It's not going through the tube?
It is like enough to. I think what it is I think it's a sensor, because a lot of those kinds of things they'll have a sensor to say yes, the fire is lit.
Mm-hmm.
Keep sending propane, because what it doesn't want to do is if it's not lit, it doesn't want to just keep propane flowing if it's not burning. And so I think that there's something wrong with the sensor.
Oh. That it says turn off the gas.
That it says turn off the gas. There's no fire lit when there actually is fire lit.
Well, that's annoying.
This is what I dealt with our furnace.
Oh.
That flame sensor.
But you figured that out.
I figured that out.
Okay, well let's do the fire pit today.
Do we still have any propane tanks?
There's one in there.
Okay, good.
We've been selling a bunch of stuff so that we can get ready to move, and we sold a grill and let the people who took the grill, we had like 2 extra propane tanks. We were like, take them.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if they were full or not.
One definitely was.
Yeah.
One was like half. You could tell.
Andrea says hers is just wood. Didn't want a gas line.
That makes sense.
Those can get pricey, and you got to rip up things.
Like
how long ago did you put that in, Andrea?
Oh, I have a knot, you guys. The worst. That'll be literally like the rest of the sip and stitch time. I'll just be...
It's you undoing this one knot.
Yep, you know. Okay, here we go. I have Little Mermaid in my head. Da 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 da. What a killer song to start a movie out on. Fathoms below.
Just solid.
It's such a, sea shanty.
All right, Susan sent this photo in. She says,
Ooh.
Not a garden photo, but I'm enjoying my first sip and stitch in my brand new sewing room. Remodeled daughter's old bedroom into my new sewing space and cross-stitch decor in the room.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Congratulations.
So if she gets some artificial plants, it'll be an indoor garden. Which
Perfect.
I fully support.
Yeah.
I've moved to artificial plants in my office because...
They look great.
A fellow plant killer. So, got that in common, Susan.
Yeah, they always look great. An artificial plant.
"2021, Andrea did her patio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What was there before? Just curious.
Yeah, was it just grass or... Oh, I have a lead on this knot.
I'm going to watch intently.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well then it's never going to get undone. You know the law.
You got this.
The minute somebody starts looking over your shoulder.
Happening. It's working.
Oh my gosh. Spencer got to his coffee earlier than I did this morning, if you couldn't tell. JK. Actually, not JK, because Oh, did you? You good soul. It's because of that terrible night I had. I really don't know. I came out of bed this morning and just flopped on the sofa because I don't even... It was that kind of night where, like, I'm not even sure that I slept. Like, I for sure did.
Yeah.
But did I?
Question mark?
I think I remember all of the sleeping, which begs the question. Was I asleep?
If you remember the sleeping.
If I was conscious enough whilst doing it to remember it.
I got some sun this week, and I've got this awesome farmer stand that's really showing up on camera here.
Hey.
These sleeves are like just shorter than what I've been wearing this week.
Oh, here's some cool news. Spencer and I, 2 weeks ago, our team that produced the short film that we made this time last year, we had a little local premiere. I'll airdrop some pics to you, Spencer.
Yeah. Send me some pics.
And we'll upload them.
Andrea says it was all grass. They put in the sidewalk when they moved there in 2003. Yeah, well done. Very well done. Just solid chef's kiss
Here we
for
go.
the landscaping. Got him.
And we could put a link if y'all want to watch it. It's got it's a 30-minute short film. It's called Okay Mom, and it's about like a woman who's having kind of a midlife crisis and takes off in the middle of the night and comes across a girl having like a coming of age crisis, and she can't not be a mom and gets her into the car, doesn't want her to be unsafe at the gas station by herself, and they sort of work through their own mother stuff and daughter stuff sort of as proxy with each other and have a little adventure. So we did a local premiere up in Salt Lake City. So the two women on the left is Liz Golden and Taylor Dearden. If anybody's watching The Pit on HBO Max, Taylor's in that right now, which is such a great medical show. And then Eric is the co-writer, wrote it with the woman on the far left, and director, and then me and Spence. And we had our little backdrop and had a Q&A. Theater was full of friends and family. It was a really, really good time. We had it was the Salt Lake Film Society helped sponsor it. And so yeah, we had a Q&A, and Jerusha Hess moderated the Q&A. She and her husband wrote and directed. They did Napoleon Dynamite, if y'all are familiar with that, Nacho Libre. She did she wrote and directed Austinland with what's her name who talks like that? Jennifer Coolidge and Tom Hiddleston. And they just did the Minecraft movie. So that was fun. So yeah, if you're curious to see our short film, Spencer just put it in there, okmomfilm.com/watch, and you have to put in the password as mom. It's got some language. I would say it's probably would get an R rating for language.
For language.
The more, it was funny to watch, the more comfortable the girls got with each other, the girls, Liz and Taylor, are leading women. There was like, some improv stuff and ad-libbing and things, and anyway, it quadrupled probably the number of swear words in our in our film. But oh well. It turned out well, and anyway, yeah, if you're curious to watch it, the plan is, we've been submitting it to film festivals, and the idea is that we have a feature film script, and it's sort of now the short film is sort of a calling card of proof of concept, and we can send our feature film script and the short film and our budget, out to production companies to say, hey, help us make our film. So that was fun. That was a fun thing.
That was a fun thing.
A couple weeks back.
Random fun thing.
Thank you, Susan. Oh, Andrea says it was all grass we put in the sidewalk. Nice. Yeah, we had an all grass yard too. It just was fine. A lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
The water and the mowing.
So much water, so much mowing.
So much water. So much mowing. And it's just like when you live in a desert.
I was going to say, it turns out when you live in a desert,
doesn't make all that much sense.
You should put
we gotta pay for that water. And the desert things are pretty. In Las Vegas, where it's even more deserty, everybody has like stone yards. Mm-hmm. Stones and rocks and sand. And anyway, so ours is kind of in between. Because Utah is a desert, but not nearly as much as Arizona and Nevada.
Yeah, we still get like snow.
Snow, yeah.
Greatest snow on earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's we get rain and snow, and so it's kind of an in-between climate, which is nice, but still in the desert spectrum. So yeah, we've put in some like tall grasses, like ornamental grasses. And anyway, back on the gardening discussion.
Lizzy's done a beautiful job, actually.
Thanks.
Of kind of planning that out. Lizzy has a really great eye for interior design. Like, she's helped remodel the house inside.
Like jungle wallpaper.
Like jungle wallpaper.
Just gotta go for it.
Just take jungle wallpaper and imagine what that would be like throughout a house and then into the yard. That's
thanks.
That's what we got.
Really great stuff. Hand me. I can show you my plans. If you under the bag, the papers with the.
This one.
Yeah, the whole stack.
Oh, the whole stack. I see.
Yeah, so they're wet because I had to take them outside, but I did like the irrigation plots, and there's all like my hand-drawn ones, and then I made like a true to scale thing of our lot and was like, figured out how to do the irrigation. This one I did as like a 1 foot to 1 square ratio, and then I did one on the computer. So that would be our driveway. So that's like, you can see what my plan would be for, there's our dry riverbed and the mulch. And then we do have a patch of grass in the back, and then everything else is gravel. And I had initially put in like cement paver pathways to kind of connect everything and make a cement paver patio. But we ended up just leaving it open gravel, and it looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
It sort of has, again, that like desert feel. Actually, would you stick that back?
Sure.
And we just have our, like a nice outdoor rug and our, sure, and our patio furniture out on the gravel. And, oh, and you can show off your fence that you've stained last week. Yeah. Thank you, Christiane, for the congratulations. Yeah, feel free to have a watch if you're curious to watch a 30-minute short film. And I can't recommend enough, if you haven't watched The Pit on HBO Max, it's really good. It's got Noah Wyle. He was in ER back in the day. And The Pit was originally supposed to be a ER reboot, but they couldn't figure the rights. They couldn't secure the rights for it to be an official ER reboot. So it is not an official ER reboot. But it's sort of like, do you remember that show 24 from back in the day? It's kind of like that, where it's an ER medical show, and every episode is like an hour of the same day. So you sort of get the same patients coming in and out. Oh yeah, there's our gravelly. We need to turn up the water on our grass. Is getting a little dry, but yeah, we just put gravel out, and then we have our seating area and our nice fence that Spencer did. So eventually, I mean, ideally, if we stayed here longer, there would be like those nice, like Carl Forster grass or pink mully grass, like the big, tall desert grasses kind of interspersed along the back fence. And we'd put in some more plants and probably I always dreamed of putting like one of those big old, like shade, they look like sails, you know, they're like those big triangle shades up above. And anyway, the neighbor has a tree. You can see it peeking in at the top. They have this huge pine tree.
It's massive.
That's really, really great for shade. But as you can see, it drops pine cones all over the place. So we do a little pine cone pickup like every other day just to
keep it clean.
Yeah. The pine cones get intense.
You were talking about The Pit.
Oh, it's just a really good show. If you like a medical show, you should go watch it.
It's really good. We've got a couple new people.
Hi, Diane. Hi, Carla. Hi, Alejandra. Hiya from London. Perfect timing. Hollyhocks would look nice along the fence. That is true.
Ooh.
That is very true. Yeah.
Oh, that would look really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we gave ourselves a really nice kind of clean slate, empty, blank canvas to work with. But to Christiane's question, we are still planning on moving.
Yes.
We're thinking, we slowed down our timeline a little bit. We had initially hoped to get out of here in May, which is today. We're not, as you can see. It's not happening in May.
Still in the house with the jungle wallpaper.
I've been working on another gig. I got hired to help produce a podcast. And that's taken a little longer than expected. And we've been like slowly picking away at the house projects, and we just decided to balance like killing ourselves versus just kind of plugging away. because weekends, as great as it is to do house projects every weekend, can also be for rest. So we've decided to do like,
Can they?
yeah, we do like
What?
one project per weekend
What?
instead of how the year started out, which was like projects and cleaning and posting things to Facebook Marketplace. We could see burnout on the horizon and did not want to do that. So the plan is still, we're still paring down, still working on the little house projects we've let accumulate over the years, and hopefully we'll be putting up the house for sale. Oh, probably by the end of next month.
Yeah.
I could see that, maybe early July. And then what the plan is to downsize everything to be able to move into our RV like without a storage unit. That we'll just get rid of all our furniture and really pare down. And then we'll take our RV east where we have a lot of family. We go to Maine often in our RV. Um, our yearly pilgrimage. And then we are still going to try our number one choice. We're going to try and do the bucket list and move to the UK. But it's just kind of one thing at a time for now. So the focus is the house, getting it ready to sell, and then the focus will be selling it, and then the focus will be getting across the country. And once we're settled in Maine for probably a few months, we'll focus on looking for work to get us abroad. We've also been looking at the Netherlands has the Dutch-American Friendship Treaty, where it's really, really easy and simple, actually, for Americans to start a business in the Netherlands. There's a special visa for that, where you can go kind of just like for 2 years, no questions asked. If you can prove that you have,
You need like some money in the
yeah,
bank.
you need like $4,000 in the bank, and you need to start a business. And if you can pay to live and pay taxes, they're happy to have you. So that's kind of another option if we can't get a job in the UK, because the market's a little tricky right now. But
Tricky
yeah,
everywhere.
still the plan.
Yeah, it will be an adventure, Chris. We're excited.
Yeah.
Crossing our fingers.
We've always wanted to move abroad, and we've just sort of been here by default ever since college. And then we did our stint in California, but COVID kept us here. And anyway, we're just ready for like a new chapter,
Yeah.
new adventure.
Alejandro says, if we move to the UK, count on me, and not just for afternoon tea at Hyde Park.
Friendship. I would die. I really do. We have such a fun community of Stitch People friends in the UK. It'd be fun to get together on the regular.
And Alejandro, yes, the scenes that you see in the wallpaper are for that purpose explicitly. Lizzie didn't want to actually put the wallpaper like paste it to the wall.
Yeah.
So it's just taped up.
Because it was too expensive. I spent too much money on this wallpaper. It's the brand is Cole & Son. They're like this. It happens to be a British brand. They have like Buckingham Palace has Cole & Son wallpaper. It's like, anyway. I looked up online for anybody who's interested. It's just a normal like painted room, and I put painter's tape on in like a grid on the whole wall of painter's tape, along all the edges, like every 10 inches, just a big square grid of painter's tape. Then on top of the painter's tape, I put double-sided tape, so the painter's tape won't rip the paint off the wall when we take that off, but the double-sided tape sticks to the wallpaper. And over time, like it used to be very flat. You couldn't see the seams. Yeah. But over time, it's like bubbled a little bit as the tape has dried up. But it's been, I don't know, works for me. So yeah, we can
definitely
roll up
it.
our wallpaper and take it with us. Actually, part of me wants to put some of it in our RV. We have a couple walls in our RV where we could put it.
Bathroom?
There's that one wall with the mirror in the little living nook.
Yes. Oh, that'd be a great place
Yeah,
for it.
just the little accent wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's still the plan. We've also talked about, for anybody based in Utah, doing like a little Stitch People farewell. We have a lot of miscellaneous boxes of Stitch People products at our house that we've just wound up with over the years, from when we did our gathering, or we did like the pinners conferences. Like, anyway, we have a bunch of random cross stitch stuff and books and like finished pieces that I've done for classes and like don't need to move across the country with us. So we might have like a little yard sale, like a Stitch People style yard sale, to have any Stitch People can come over, and we'll probably set up tables in the yard and have snacks and have like a little yard sale of, I have these like bins of cross stitch supplies, and I'll probably I won't get rid of it all, but pare down significantly. So
Yeah.
that's we're not perfectly set in stone on doing that, but we're thinking we might. So
Yeah.
that might be happening in a few weeks. So keep an eye out. It'll be
Chris-
probably very spur of the moment with
Yeah.
a week or 10 days notice that it's even happening. But hey, Christiane, if you ever want to visit Cleveland, I'm on the way to Maine. We do go through Cleveland often.
We often go through Cleveland. We're not sure which route we'll take this year. We're thinking we might head south and then sort of meander south and then north.
Yeah.
So, but if we find ourselves in Cleveland, we'll definitely. It would be fun to do sort of like stitch people, just like find a public park and say we're going to be at this park for these hours.
Yeah.
And like, if you want to come, you can come, and if no one shows up, we'll
no
enjoy
problem.
the park. And
yeah, we're thinking we'll do a tour of sorts.
Yeah,
but again, cool. A very impromptu one probably.
Very impromptu.
Because that's can't.
Kind of the only way we know how.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if you're in North Carolina.
Yeah,
it'd be cool. Yeah, he's had a bunch of people talk about North Carolina recently.
I've got a guy I work with who isn't in North Carolina. And he is also an RVer, and he said if you come this way, he's like, let me know. He's got the perfect RV park in Myrtle Beach that he loves and super recommends. Going back earlier in the comments, Diane says self-care is just, if not more important, which is so true.
Yeah, totally. We've just learned the art of the burnout, and we've done it enough
the art
to know that we don't love doing that. Ugh. So, yeah, since we don't have like a job deadline or something that we have to be out for, it's a blessing and a curse because we can just kind of keep pushing it if we need to, and we have been known to do that. But we're both pretty committed to we're both really excited about the prospect of moving. We bought this house when we were in college. The basement is like a mother-in-law apartment. My sister and her husband live down there, and we bought it for another life, for other reasons. It was a direct, easy commute to campus and, 12-minute drive. And it's a great location. We love this area. We have a lot of friends here, but we've just sort of stayed. Like it wasn't ever a choice. It just was. And so, we're excited to shake it up and see what life looks like not here.
Jumping over to Instagram, a couple of comments. First of all, hi Sarah, if you're still watching, Sarah Hamilton.
Sarah! My cousin Sarah?
Your cousin Sarah.
Hi Sarah! Good to see you, digitally speaking.
Yeah. And then, let's see, have we ever been to Massachusetts? We have.
I love Massachusetts.
We've been through Massachusetts, haven't spent a ton of time.
Yeah, we have family there.
And then, can we do something online for someone in Washington?
Oh, that'd be fun. We could if we did if we do a little Stitch People yard sale, we could live stream it.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Because there's a lot. If Utah people come, there's a lot of familiar faces in the Stitch People community.
For sure. We
could also, if we do a little tour, we could live stream all of it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
We just stated it was sort of a choice.
If we visit Carla, the way that we will squeal and gab and chat and catch up on all the things would be a very amusing live stream, I'm sure. We've been through St. Louis, Carla. And I also love your advice. I don't want it to go where she says, just do it. Go live abroad. And I just need to also say, Carla, as a mother, cleaning out your place so that you don't put a clean out burden onto your sons. As a daughter of parents, I thank you. I thank you for this effort. My parents have been doing something similar where when they moved after my dad retired, they really pared down because they were like, we're not doing that to you guys. So
we helped my parents do a big haul out like that a few years ago after some health
issues. A dumpster, had it in the
had a dumpster in the driveway and just threw a bunch of stuff. We were pretty ruthless, and they downsized and moved to Arizona. Where my dad now plays tennis every day and is loving life, but it was a lot. It was a lot to go through, and bless you. Yeah. Bless you.
Yeah. We were happy to help, but it was a lot. And Alejandra, I'm so sorry to hear about the twice painted over wallpaper. Yikes.
Oh.
That's a yikes.
That's a lot.
Big yikes. We don't love that. This is going to be great. I will literally peel it up and roll it up and walk away. I have a feeling I'm going to need to repaint the wall. I don't trust that the painter's tape won't peel it up. But anyway.
Sarah does.
Oh, Sarah says hi with a bunch of hearts. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Yeah, so that's kind of the moving saga. It's
Saga.
it's
Yeah,
fun
it
because
is.
on the one hand, this house, like there's not a baseboard or a wall or a light fixture that we haven't touched. I mean, we've changed the hardware on the doors from shiny gold to black. We've changed. I'm like looking around every floor, every tile. We've
Repainted the ceilings in I think
yeah. I
every
mean,
room. Like
we haven't refinished the ceilings, but like when my parents redid their kitchen and I took their cabinets and we ripped out our kitchen and put their nicer cabinets, and it's like we even redid our kitchen on a shoestring. And we haven't redone the basement kitchen, the mother-in-law apartment kitchen. But when my sister
that is
lived
true.
there, they took out the cupboards and put in open shelving, so they kind of made it their own.
They took out the cupboards because the cupboards were coming out of the walls.
That's true.
They were not anchored
They
properly.
were not. Nope, you don't want to put your plates in those.
That was weird.
But yeah, so on the one hand it's this really bittersweet thing because this is like our house. Like we've touched every surface and we love the house itself, but the area is like it's very safe, it's very friendly, it's very clean. Like it's one of these places where like there's nothing wrong with it. Period. But there's also we're like an hour drive from Salt Lake City, which is great because any like big concerts or stuff that come through are pretty close, but like it's like just like a nice place to raise a family. Like there's like a mall 10 minutes away and some nice grocery stores. Like we've got a Target and all the chains you could. It's just a very comfortable.
It's a very. It will be the perfect house for, like, a young family.
Yeah, for exactly who we were when we bought it.
For exactly who we were when we bought it, and yeah, it almost. I don't want to say it feels selfish to keep it, but like this house will serve someone else very, very well. And what does ChatGPT say?
I sent, I sent a picture of this to ChatGPT. Japanese craft pattern instructions, very clearly. And I said, "Hey, can you can you translate these instructions?" And it says 1, heat oven to 375. 2, combine flour, baking soda, and salt in small bowl. 3, beat butter, granulated sugar, brown sugar, and vanilla extract in a large mixer until creamy. I don't.
It's no.
It didn't. And then at the end it says, ChatGPT isn't designed to provide this type of content. Clearly, we got cookie instructions.
Oh.
Okay, luckily there's pictures. I'm pretty good with pictures. Oh boy. Oh, Megan, that's too cute. Stop it. Diana. Yeah. Hey, I at least okay, this looks to be okay, we do drop by rounded tablespoons, so this is cookies. Morsels and nuts. Yeah, this is chocolate chip cookies, is what this is. It's just straight up chocolate chip cookies.
What should we make? Should we make
But
this recipe?
it doesn't give us the ingredients. It's
That
just the
matter.
directions.
Just say what are the what ingredients would we
Combine
need?
some flour, baking soda, and salt. Hey, I've made myself enough cookies to know what those ratios are. There's like you learn a little bit of CPR in life and you learn a chocolate chip cookie recipe. Like there's just some things that you should know as a human being.
Carla says you can bake.
We would yeah, no, we're definitely gonna go through Massachusetts because the end goal is Maine. Our family's up in Maine, so there's no
kind of any way we go, unless we were to
go
through
like
Canada.
Well, yeah, or the I think we could go straight through Vermont and New Hampshire, but we like the Massachusetts way because it takes us on I-95.
Does take us on 95
instead of through the White Mountains, which are beautiful, but we can be. It's hard on the RV because we pull our truck behind.
I will also say though, Massachusetts needs to get its roads together.
Yeah,
those roads are also hard on the RV. Anytime we hit Massachusetts, it's always like, oh, we're in Massachusetts because these roads seem to be in very poor shape. Is that just us, or are we?
Yeah, get it together, Mass.
Buster Genos's asshole. The mass holes.
That's what the Mainers call
the other New Englanders.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the roads in Massachusetts, yeah, we either get poor roads by going through Massachusetts, or we go get hilly strain going through the Kankamangus.
The
Kankamangus Highway.
Alejandra suggests Google Translate, doing a photo on Google Translate.
It looks to me like we
Let's try it.
use this template It says put the template on top of your. I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens if I just follow this because it's very IKEA like. You know what I mean? So like we have it over here. It's like put the little template over your cross stitch, and then outline it, and then it will be outlined, and then it looks like it's saying do the same thing on the green fabric, and then but also we need like a little border. It looks like, and then which it has. Let's see. I think, oh, and then, yes, we cut it because this has a border. So we cut this off and then we do the inside so that we have our border outline. And then we fold it with the green, and then we fold it and we turn it inside out. And how do we, oh, there's a, okay. I see what we're doing here. And then we have and then we have this part at the end, which it shows you like line the little thing. I'm going to just see if I can figure this out. We're crafty people.
I'm going to see if Google Translate would do it for us.
Okay, Google Translate.
Well, I want both. Well, that's fascinating.
Oh my.
It's like virtual reality.
So he's holding just holding it over the Japanese language, and it's like popping up with English right over top it. I'm going to use my water-soluble craft pencil.
Alejandro, that's wild.
What a great tip.
Does it save it as a photo?
Okay, we're gonna... Or does it just... Do you just read in real time?
I like took a photo of it, and now I can zoom in.
Okay.
And like
I need this side.
Okay.
That's what I need the photo of.
Okay.
Go, Spencer, go.
Let's see.
Japanese Craft Instruction Translation 101.
Okay. Place the iron on the embroidered fabric and
we
plain
iron
fabric.
it. That makes sense.
Cut the pattern.
I'm gonna be skipping that step. I won't be iron it. Nope.
Place the pattern on the back of the embroidered fabric, lining the center of the embroidery with the center line of the pattern. Draw outlines.
Drawing the outlines.
Yep.
Pictures are pretty darn good.
Align the center of the embroidery. Yep. Place the pattern on top of the plain fabric and draw cutting lines. Yes, okay. Cut the pattern along the finished line. Place the pattern on the embroidered fabric in the diagram, aligning the center line.
I'm just gonna see.
No, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, Carla agrees about the roads.
It's those roads, those Massachusetts roads.
I will say that's one thing that Utah seems to do well. The road construction projects seem to take forever here, but when they're done, they're great, and they last great. Because there's a lot of snow here, and snow means ice, and ice means water gets in the cracks, and when it gets icy, it expands those cracks. But they do something right here. They know what up, because it's not the hugest problem.
And we're about to, I'm sure that construction is going to start to ramp up really soon for the Olympics.
Oh, yeah, we're getting the Olympics, huh?
What, 2034? 2034. So I'm sure they'll do like another round of road stuff. So it's the perfect time to get out of here.
Yeah.
We actually, one of the reasons we know it's the right time is just down the road has always been a 4-way stop.
Yeah.
With stop signs. 2 days ago, they finally turned on a stoplight. It's now
we have an intersection. Four house. We're like the fourth house down from the intersection now.
And it's needed, to be honest. Like just the other night, there was an accident at that intersection because at nighttime people don't realize that it's a 4-way stop, and so there's a lot of cars just sort of blown through. And so
there's more neighborhood than there used to be.
It's just getting them to be a busier place. And not that we don't like busy.
But it's also a desert, and they're building like crazy out here with no real plan for like providing water for all the houses that they're building willy-nilly. That's ecologically confusing to me.
Ecologically confusing.
Especially given that, reference previous discussion about having big grassy yards in desert climate. Everybody's watering their yard. Like, it just doesn't, I don't understand. So we're happy to just be like, we're going to go to a place with more water. Good luck out here. Have fun. Spencer, can you do me a big favor?
Please.
Can you go get me a pair of scissors that aren't ridged? All I have are my zigzaggies, and I don't know where. And you're closer to the door. I'm all tucked in. We've got it outlined, folks. It looks like a little phone case. I bought a new phone case. It's yellow now. I've had red for like a year and a half. It's like sunshine yellow with my Dumbledore's Remember All photo from aforementioned Harry Potter tour, Harry Potter sites tour. The studio tour is really fun. If you ever have the chance to go to this studio tour north of London, it's very fun. Let's see. So yeah, okay, now I'm trying to think of our cross-country adventure. If we want to go south so we can see Spencer's fam in Arizona. We could go through I-70 St. Louis? I think we could maybe go to Arizona and then come back up to I-70, hit St. Louis. We could go through straight over to, we do have some friends in Texas and New Orleans. We could go south though. But we won't. It's so funny. I was just thinking in my head, oh, when we come back, we'll go through St. Louis, but we might not come back west, which is exciting. We went through St. Louis once, right? On a drive east to west. I think if we did Arizona and then came back up and did I-70 across, then we could go straight east. Yeah, pull that up. Straight east to like...
Okay, so we go down there.
Yeah, just see the fam.
Would we go back up to Flagstaff and cut across, what is
Wait,
that?
zoom out.
I-40?
We could go, where's St. Louis? Move over to the, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, we could just go through Albuquerque in Oklahoma and go up to St. Louis.
Go up.
And then go to, if we wanted to, we could hit Cleveland, go up to Cleveland. Or we could go down to North Carolina and then up the east. Through Maryland, we could see Diane. That could be fun. Go through Nashville. We like Nashville. We went there once.
We do like that. We do like Nashville.
But we're always the kind of people, anytime we visit anywhere, we're like, this is great. We love it here. We could live here.
We've also talked about so we'll move into the RV, and if we're not able to, for whatever reason, move abroad, and it starts to get cold in Maine, we have thought about just like heading south and being snowbirds for the winter, stay in the RV and just go south. So maybe we plan on that for sort of the North Carolina part of things.
Yeah, if we don't get a job right away, except we're gonna no, we need to plan on hitting it on this trip because we're gonna manifest the perfect job to justify our being in the UK. We're keeping our options open. Like I mentioned, we're looked at the Netherlands option, but I'm just gonna keep saying nope. We're gonna get the right thing. My first outline was too far one direction, and my second outline was too far the other direction.
So just cut between them.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna count out and make sure that works. 1, 2.
For anyone interested,
3, 4,
Coco Gauff
5.
in the second set just went to a tiebreak.
Tennis?
Yeah, I'm watching the French Open. Hold
this
on.
man loves his tennis. He's got to go check it out. I like tennis because I understand what's going on. Like football, they're always throwing things and flags and blowing whistles, and I just don't understand. Like, why are we stopping again? I don't understand why we're stopping again. Tennis, I understand. There's just the handful of lines. You stay in the lines.
Stay in the lines.
The end. It's very nice. I love that, Carla. She says, whenever we travel, we check out grocery, hardware, book library, and stitch and craft stores, just in case we want to move. Stitch conferences. Oh, so we've done so we threw our own Stitch People Gathering February of 2020. We were going to do more in-person ones and then did not. Um, but we've done what's called the Pinners Conference. They're sort of taking Pinterest branding for themselves. That one's a cool one. They're all over the country. If you search for the Pinners Conference, what's cool about Pinners Conference is it's a heavy emphasis on the DIY. So there's like we taught a class at the Utah Pinners Conference on like how to design a portrait, and there's a lot of kits you can buy and classes you can take, so you'll walk away with like crafts that you've made at the conference. So definitely check out the Pinners Conference. I'm not sure there. I know there's Stitch conferences for vendors, if that makes sense. Oh,
I wasn't sure if this would actually work.
it works.
It works. I'll stop.
This is a sip and stitch,
Not tennis.
not a sip and swipe.
Sip and swipe. Sip and
Swing.
sip and
A
swing.
sip and swing.
Sip and swing. We should do a sip and swing.
Would that just be playing tennis on a live stream?
Maybe.
I love the idea of being good at tennis. I don't love what it would take to be good at tennis.
Sorry, I completely derailed your train of thought.
I have no idea even what I was talking about. Pinners Conference. That was the full thought. That was the end of it. So check it out. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alejandro says they recently went to the U.S. They were invited to a baseball game. It was so different to what they had expected. They were in a box with food. Great.
That's the way to do a baseball
game.
Yeah.
Still didn't know what was going on.
Fair.
Yes. Nope.
That's baseball for you. No, baseball's okay. Baseball's like in between. Tennis, very clear cut.
Sure.
Football, what's happening? I would put baseball and like soccer, or, normal football in the middle of being able to understand a sport. Where like, essentially, guy in middle throws ball to other guy whose job it is to run around the diamond. Mm-hmm. And he does that by deflecting ball and runs as fast as he can.
Deflecting ball.
And if other team gets ball and tags him with it before he can run around the diamond, whoops, he's out. But there are little spots where he can rest. That's baseball. Versus football is let's line up big guys 5 yards apart and dare them to, as a unit, get an insanely shaped ball. It's insane. Why shape it? When it bounces by accident, because it's not supposed to bounce anyway, and they all have to move all at the same time, kind of, unless your dude runs ahead, which go guy go. But then all the other ones will attack him and hurt him. They will all have brain injuries. And we stop every like 30 seconds to reset because we can only move like a little bit. It's like war. It's like war with a ball.
It's trench warfare.
Football is, it's so much. It's just, there's so much to keep track of, and there's so many.
I'm really liking this. Lizzie explains sports. Bowling.
Oh, well, bowling, easy. The point is knocking pins down, and we've decided to do it with a hyper smooth, very glassy surface, and a heavy, hyper smooth, like really heavy ball, because we've made the pins really heavy, and we've put them far away. So everything has to be heavy. And if you're lucky and good at it, you can just nail it right down the middle, get them all. But you don't always do that, so you have to learn to like spin the ball so physics helps you. It's physics sliding.
Heavy
ball physics sliding.
Heavy ball physics sliding.
Yeah, that's bowling. Yep. Yeah, and then basketball happened when the tall guys wanted to play.
I'm laughing at Diane's comment. She says, "You may get people thinking something totally different with sip and swing."
Touche.
Oh, that's great. That's
Touche.
great.
Soccer is awful, says Cindy. But such few points in baseball for the effort. That is true. I appreciate that about basketball. I don't know why they score it the way they do. But at least with basketball, you have the satisfaction of being like, we scored 97 points. Like, that is a hefty amount of points.
That's a lot
Baseball,
of points.
it's like, we were 4-1. And I feel the same way about soccer, where it's like, if you're a 2-1 game, that could be a really great game. And
After
I'm like,
3 hours.
right. And it's
running
like,
around.
it's like, for 2 points, for just the two, you just got the 2 points. Like, I do like that about basketball, that, like, hey, if you get ball into net from close place, that's an easier thing, so we won't give you as many points. But if you get ball into net from far place, impressive, 3 points out the bat. And then what's cool about basketball is, like, I like when the dudes all line up to catch the rebound and their buddies like get, it's like a little, they're just like cheering each other on there. They like make like a little spirit tunnel, and then he can just like get his little point in, and everybody's like, yeah, and they catch a rebound and they keep going. It's like
Get
very
his little
supportive.
point
It's a
in.
very I like basketball for the camaraderie. And it's a constant back and forth. Like, there's always something to look at. We like basketball.
Christiane wants you to explain hockey.
Oh, hockey's just basketball on ice. It's miniature basketball on ice. That's all. Or is it miniature soccer on ice? It's more like miniature,
miniature
soccer on ice. I mean, listen, I feel it's an innovative thing. When you're stuck in, like, Canada, up in the Icelands.
You're like, what do we do
Where
with
did
our
hockey
time?
originate? It must have originated in Scandinavia, is my guess.
I wonder if,
Innovative,
like,
though.
Field hockey or
That-
ice hockey came first.
Originated in Canada. No,
Ice
it makes
hockey
sense
came from
that they're
Canada.
like, listen, we're gonna come out on these, like, deeply frozen lakes in the middle of winter and build huts to catch fish. What do we do while we wait? This ice is slidey. We could spin stuff around it because it's slidey. So, like, what if we played catch on ice with this tiny little thing? What if we did sticks with it? That's probably what happened. And then they just, once again, warfare. And it's like, my team versus your team. We just need to get the thing in the thing. And thus you have hockey. I actually really like watching hockey. There's kind of like a ferality about hockey that no other sport, like football, there's like full on
punching?
commissions to like prevent the concussions, and we need to be safer, and now you can't tackle, and that's for the best. And I love that the hockey guys are like, screw it, we still need to give each other bloody noses. This is like part of the thing. They're like, we're not going to do that. We need to let like our animals out on ice. There's something very fascinating about that to me.
Huh.
And I also am fascinated by hockey too, because there's all this padding and gear, and you're on ice, so you need to be warm, but it's a sport, so you're sweating. I imagine hockey's one of the stinkier sports.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like basketball dudes, they're in
yeah.
like tank tops
Yeah,
and everything's like loose and airy. I bet they don't stink very much at all. It's the hockey.
Football would also be.
Yeah, where you're like, because I just sitting in a car in a winter coat, warming up, but you need the coat because it's cold, but like you're getting sweaty in your sweater, and I'm just sitting there. I'm not like brute force attacking somebody with a stick. So there's hockey. Hockey according to Lizzy. My dad took me to Red Wings games when we lived in Michigan as a kid. I liked that. I liked hockey. Hockey's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. I've been to like one hockey game in my life.
I like it.
Utah just got a hockey team. They're now the Utah Mammoth.
My car smells like a sewer, Christiane says. See? I knew it. I knew it. Okay, Alejandra said I started watching F1. Yes. Go fast and don't crash. Done. We watched a show. What was the show? It was like a reality show about F1.
Oh, it's I think it's like the F1 on Netflix or something. Isn't
Yeah, your friend recommended it to us, and he was like, "Hear me out," because he and his wife didn't watch racing, and neither do we. But they started watching Formula One, Drive to Survive. It's a Netflix original series.
Yeah.
And there are
Jeez, they're
apparently
into
7
season
seasons.
7.
And we watched a few episodes, and it was like really interesting.
I feel like F1. It's probably just a matter of time before I get into F1. And if we go to Europe, my thinking is that we'll probably, we'll get into F1.
Yeah.
Alejandro,
Will we? Wait. Will we? It's not off the table, I guess.
Thank goodness it's
not
off the
it's
table.
like know thyself. You know what I mean? Like I've
that's
gotten
fair.
far
That's
enough in
fair.
my
That's
life
fair.
to be like, I'm never gonna get into, like clearly, I think we can all agree, I'm never gonna get into American football. It just doesn't equate.
This is coming from Lizzy, who won. We play fantasy football with a group of friends, and she won the entire thing a few years ago.
And we won this year.
And we won this
Thanks
year.
to you. You mostly won it for this year.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the key to fantasy football. If you don't care, like I have no emotional attachment to any team or any player. They're all just names on a screen with like statistics numbers next to them.
With numbers, yep.
And so when you just choose the guys that are statistically most likely to win with no emotional attachment and a very, very minimal understanding of what even their job is, you just put them on the roster and you win fantasy football. That's hot takes from Lizzy B. That's how you walk away with $150 from your friends who are so mad that you won because they care.
They're so mad.
And you don't.
Oh, they were.
And you can lord it over them for years.
Oh, what a great moment. Okay.
I'm
not going to do any spoilers, but
badminton. I actually really like badminton, but badminton is like tennis's little brother for people who have a grudge against birds. I really do think that that's where it started. I think badminton started with an actual bird. That's with the shuttlecocks, the birdies.
No, I'm just trying to decide what kind of a grudge.
I don't know.
Would you hold?
Or maybe
against
some
a
kids,
bird?
or maybe some kids like found one, like a dead one, and they were like, boop, and then their dad was like, let's not, and he like, but understood the aerodynamic nature. I'm talking like 1,000, 2,000 years ago. Yeah. And you know that some mom or some dad was like, this is unusual. Let's maybe not. But the feathers are a cool idea. And so she took a rubber ball and just stuck some feathers in it. And then dad was like, that's actually a great idea. I think we're onto something.
It was probably a really messy sport before the rubber ball part of it. Feathers and the blood.
You know.
It was probably a lot.
You know. But badminton, I find the feeling of the bounce of a birdie off a badminton racket is very satisfying.
Sure.
And it goes, and then it goes, and makes that little sound through the air. Oh, it's so satisfying.
It says, is there a type of bird called a minton and it was bad? So it was badminton?
You badminton.
Badminton.
What does
I show you, you badminton.
You badminton.
Thwack. You.
Okay, but here's one that I really don't understand, and I never will. I just never will. Is curling? How and why this is a sport?
Yeah.
On me. Completely lost on me. That's not a sport. That's how the pioneers got across the frozen river. You know what I mean? That's like, shoot, we've got a lot of crates and barrels and covered wagons. Well, let's clear the snow off. And they're sweeping and they're clearing the snow off to get their stuff slid across the icy thing. And they're going, wow, the faster we do this, there's like friction happening. There's momentum. And so they might have made it into a game, and somehow it's part of the Olympics now.
Somehow.
Like, can we put vacuuming on the Olympics as well? I don't know.
Ice vacuuming.
That's what curling is.
That's what curling is.
Ice sweeping. Ice
sweeping.
Chores.
Ice chores.
Ice chores. That's curling for you. I don't understand it.
Yeah, if we're doing ice sweeping, then like why isn't like
Zamboni driving?
Yeah, why isn't Zamboni driving part of the Olympics?
Yeah.
As an ice
an
ice chore sport.
An ice chore. Yeah, maybe it was the guys who were getting the ice ready between hockey games, and they were also sweating and exerting energy, and they were like, this is as much a sport as what you guys are doing, stinky hockey guys. And they were like, okay. But then once again, mom got involved, and she was like, you can't dismiss your little brother like that. And so they made it its own sport. To make the little brother feel better. Again, this is like 3,000 years ago, right?
Yeah,
and now, of course. And now it's Olympics. It's little brother ice chores Olympics. Sorry if you're a curler. Make it make sense. I don't understand why it's a sport.
Susan says outdoor sports in Houston in the summer usually involve a mosquito racket. Yeah, that
Yeah.
I hear it's getting real hot
I
down
don't.
there. How are
I.
those temperatures for you in Houston?
Texas, man.
That's that's got to be real hot
That's
right about now.
Godspeed to you. I mean, that's
It was
all
like
I can
90
say.
degrees here yesterday.
Yeah, and it's not even June. Okay, we've got our cut. I'm going to do this one now. Coming along. Is your dude winning? Are you cheering for anyone in particular?
I'm always just cheering for good tennis.
Good tennis. That's what's cool about tennis. Tennis people are so nice. And I love that tennis people are kind of like, they're like normal looking people. And what I mean by that is like, you know, some sports, like the bodies get so ripped in that particular way. Like gymnasts. Gymnasts, you can tell they're a gymnast because they're like the way they're built. Tennis people are just like
fit,
really fit.
fit people.
Really fit normal people.
You sort of need
I like that about tennis people.
Yeah, you need all around fitness
Like
to be
they're
able to run.
yeah,
and
they're
hit
clearly
and,
very athletic, but it's not like whoa, you know what I mean sometimes?
yeah, it's not like Michael Phelps.
Yeah, or like marathon runners get all skeletal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Michael Phelps with
Just
his
massive torso.
like a tennis person, they're very, you know, you almost wouldn't even know if you saw him out at a restaurant or something. Like you wouldn't be like that person's a professional athlete. It's just like, no, we're good at tennis, man. And they're so nice. Like Roger Federer, are you kidding me? Roger Federer for president. The nicest guy.
Nicest guy.
Maybe Stitch People could endorse Roger Federer.
He has officially retired from tennis.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he still has an Instagram account.
He does.
Uh,
He does indeed.
Ping pong. Yes, ping pong is the even younger sibling of tennis and Gavin. Yeah, that was like the little baby came along and was like, let me play. And they're like, here, you take this leftover bouncy piece. And you know what? Innovation will out. Creativity loves constraints. We needed a smaller net. We needed a smaller situation. We watched the John Oliver episode recently about these like betting apps, gambling. There's this loophole that apps are working with that like they don't call it straight out gambling, and you buy like credits on the app, you know, like you would for a game on your phone, you know, you like buy your gold coins to like upgrade your whatever. Only it's actual like betting, gambling. And because of what that can do to people's brains, they were talking about how like ping pong betting has become part of it. Because there's like, when people run out of like the actual betting sports, they just start betting on anything, including like random like ping pong tournaments happening in Romania or whatever. Like, anyway, that was a fascinating John Oliver episode. We like John Oliver. He's very funny.
Susan says they were actually in the low 70s this morning. It was pretty great. Tonight's high is only supposed to be 87.
Only.
Pretty soon we'll be running from one air-conditioned spot to the next. Yeah.
For the Celsius folks, what is that, like 32?
Let's see. What is 87 Fahrenheit in Celsius? 30. 30 and a half. Yeah, so...
Do you, in the European lands, when you're doing Celsius... What a great way to start.
When you're doing Celsius.
Do you ever do it with a decimal? Or is it only ever like 30 degrees, 31 degrees, 32 degrees? Or do you ever say like 31 and a half? Because I do think that's an interesting thing, is that Fahrenheit allows us to be much more incremental with our measurements. That like, at our house, the difference between like 68 on our thermostat and 70 on our thermostat is like...
Night and day.
Yeah, night and day. Gotta get it just right. So I'm just curious how incremental the Celsius gets. Definitely decimals. Okay, good. So that you too can be persnickety with your temperature control. As we deserve in the modern day. As it should be. Let's see, outdoor sports in Houston. Houston too has the humidity, man. Whew.
That's
East Coast humidity is one thing, but I think the South humidity is probably just something else entirely. So my question then is, so now I've cut it. It looks like I need to do an outline. It looks like maybe the point is, but it doesn't say I need to sew the outline anywhere. But if I don't...
Here, let's do a pick.
If I don't sew it, then how does it stay? Unless it's... It does say to cut the corners. Oh, I see.
Then sew together.
Oh!
It does
say sew together?
To sew, yep.
Boo! Hiss.
Well, we are about at time.
We are. So you all don't have to... I am also going to use my fray check and do my edges up so that that doesn't fray all over the place. As I sew, I'll probably sew by hand just because that's the deal. That's where I'm at. I don't want to get out my sewing machine. It would take me more time to set up the sewing machine than to just sew this by hand. That's maybe one of my things. I might not get into Formula One racing, but I would like to get into sewing machines. Because it would be cool to know how to use one really well without having to teach myself every time I use it. I have to relearn it every freaking time.
If you get into sewing machines...
And it'd be cool to learn like quilting, and I'd love to be able to like alter my clothes and stuff. That'd be really cool.
Alejandra, enjoy that barbecue. That sounds amazing.
Barbecue!
Oh, should we do barbecue?
We could do a barbecue. We could do a barbecue when we do our Stitch People garage sale, yard sale, whatever.
Chris asks if there are any new books coming out.
Yes, actually, before we wrap today, I should mention our themes coming up for June. So we did Me Time May. I forgot to do my beginning of the month post. Do forgive me, but it's a Me Time May, and it's all about making me time more of a way of life than an exception to the rule. June is all about taking your projects on the go. So if you guys have any products or like tips and tricks for, you know, when you're on the road or traveling and you want to take your projects with you, send them to us and we can share them. July, we're going to be doing our giveaway a little differently. Last year I made it's in there somewhere, self-portrait with like little icons all around to like show where I was doing, and Alejandra and the gals that I met at the RT time in London all added a little motif. We're going to be releasing, we've been working with Amanda from My Peepo, who sort of brought that idea into the internet. She and I have been developing a bunch of little motifs for a pattern to help y'all create your own versions of those. So we're going to be releasing that in June and encourage people to do traveling self-portraits. And our July giveaway is going to be based on people taking photos of their little portraits as they're on the go. You know, whether that's going to kids' soccer games and, you know, take a picture of that, or going on a vacation somewhere cool and take a picture of your little self-portrait on the beach. But that's going to be July. So get ready to make a little self or family portrait to commemorate your summer adventures. And we will have not like a printed book, but we'll have a PDF, you know, probably 10 or 15 page, no, maybe not that much, maybe like 10 pages, of all sorts of motifs that you can include on this style of portraits. Printed. Oh yeah, print on demand. We can do print on demand now. So maybe, so that's coming up. So get ready for July. July is going to be a fun month.
July's a fun month. We also have, I'm right at the finish line for new website. So we'll be transitioning probably in the next few days, and
be a little,
send out some emails.
A little faster.
Faster, easier
a
to
little more
navigate.
Organized. Yeah.
So yeah,
He's been on a roll.
Couple things coming up. Yeah. So keep an eye on your inbox.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Sip and Stitches are always a fun way to close out the month. So very, very happy for everybody who's been here and chatting and showing us your projects and your yards and gardens and sewing rooms and all sorts of things. We'll definitely keep in touch with you all as we get on the road. Because once again, we're going to be selling the house. So we won't have a plan of anywhere we need to get back to by any certain time. So we may just sort of meander around in our RV, and if we wind up in your area, we'll definitely let you know. So,
bye everybody. Yeah. Bye Chris, Andrea,
have a
Christiane,
happy weekend.
Cindy.
Thanks for hanging out. Ta-ta for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.